Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Talk with Anu and I am Anuradha Vasan. Today I'm sitting with Ramya Gundala, a financial professional. In these busy days, not many of us have time to sit with a finance professional and learn insights about money matters. So I thought I should sit with an expert and discuss a lot more in this discussion and share with you all. Welcome, Ramya. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for your time too.
Thank you. I met Ramya a couple of months ago and in one of the events, and I've seen how busy she is there explaining people and helping people in need about this most crucial topic. And that's why this interview was set up. Tell us about your journey. What inspired you to become a licensed financial professional? In simple words, how do you describe yourself?
Sure. So, as you know, my name is Ramya Gundala. I'm a licensed financial professional from Atlanta, Georgia. But I do help people across 50 states, not just in Atlanta area, not just limited to Georgia.
Very good.
And my journey started like a long time ago back in India, where I was very young. And there was an incident in our family where my uncle passed away and the family had to go through a lot of financial, distress. Emotional loss, obviously, we cannot recover, right? It takes time to heal and all. But the financial planning is something that everybody needs to do.
Right.
So that's how I started my journey. I did my master's in insurance as well. And then I worked for a very reputed company back home in India, Hyderabad. I was in underwriting department there. And then we moved to UK. And even there, I was taking care of the family, so was not working. So at that point, I thought, why not do some study? Right. So I did my certificate in insurance to Chartered Insurance Institute. That's a very prestigious institute in London.
Okay. Yes.
So even the certificate says that I got it from the Majesty, the Queen.
Wow, interesting to know that.
Yeah.
So beautiful. So you got it from the Queen?
I mean, it says, so she signs it. So
Oh, lovely. It's still
sign.
such a huge thing, right?
Yeah.
Very, very sweet of you to share that experience.
Yeah, and then I moved here with my family in 2015, so it's been like 11 years in this country.
Okay.
And again, I thought, okay, why not put this, I have this background already, and this country has a lot more potential too, right? So why not help the families here and then spread this awareness? That's how I started.
Beautiful thought and beautiful idea here, because you have put a lot of time and effort in learning it yourself and you're trying to spread it out. And that's the motto of this interview as well. Ramya, tell us, how did you turn your passion into business?
So to give a little bit background about the business part that you said, so I'm a full-time IT professional, by the way. But again, that inside me, because my father's a doctor back home in India, and he never worked for a hospital, or he never wanted to, he started his own nursing home. He wanted to be his own boss.
Okay.
So that was a kind of inspiration for me as well. I don't want to work for someone else. I don't want anyone to dictate something for me.
Lovely.
So I always wanted to do something for myself, and then financial industry, having that background, that experience and that expertise and all that, right? I thought, why not put this passion into what I'm doing, like work for it and then help families, and that way I can be financially independent too. So that's how I started this. Beautiful. Passion too.
Of course, see, passion. And this is a need of the hour topic, because as I already mentioned in the beginning, not many of us know the route map on where to go and how to approach. So sitting and talking to a professional like you will give us more insights on a right path, right? So thank you again. How can families safeguard their savings from market volatility?
So there are always, ways where you can save. And there are some strategies where whatever you're saving or whatever you're investing, that doesn't have to be in the open market.
Okay.
So when I sit with one-on-one, I can explain that in detail. But what I would say is, yes, there are ways where you can invest where the market risk doesn't have to impact your savings or your investment. And again, I would say, like, even it's a saying, right? Like everyone says, maybe you have heard it too, like everyone must have heard this, that don't put your eggs in one basket.
Good point.
So diversification is very important. So I would highly recommend and suggest to diversify whatever you're saving or whatever investing.
Beautiful. Don't put your eggs in one basket. That's a good thought as well. And that's why we need professionals like you. Are there any strategies that allow growth but reduced risk? If you can share a few.
Yes, sure. There are a few things like I said, there are things like 0% floor guarantee where your money won't participate in the negative market. This is like a very in-depth topic.
Yes.
When perhaps when I can help the people one-on-one, right, it will be more beneficial at that time. And because it's finances is not something that you can explain in one go.
Yes. Topics.
Yeah. And I would say, see, for me, I help families mainly to plan for the uncertainties in life, right? So help them plan financially. Emotionally, like I said, we cannot control. We have no control over it. But financially, we can plan for the uncertainties.
Absolutely.
Protect their income. Create wealth for the next generation, their kids or grandkids, right? And also plan properly for the retirement too. So these are the main things that I help families with.
Beautiful. Thank you for bringing the point, uncertainties, because these days we do see a lot of news on media and uncertain things and sudden information, GoFundMes. So those things are heavy to take actually. So being prepared and talking to a professional and knowing things prior will make it smooth and easier for families.
Yes.
Okay, so the next thing is I wanted to touch base on knowing why it is important for families and not just individuals to think about financial planning.
So it's very important for the families to take care, because coming from our community, right, like Indians, we are so closely knit. We take care of our kids, we think about their future, we take care of our parents, all that, right? So how do you prepare? Like, for example, if I am the primary breadwinner of the family, and if something happens to me, is my family properly protected? Their lifestyle should not be impacted because of the things that it could be anything. It could be a health condition that I'm not able to work, or maybe if I'm no more, everything, right? Everything ties to it.
Yes.
And also give them, see, we all came to this country, with American dream, right? So build that wealth for the family, and where they don't have to pay a lot of taxes too, right? And have create that wealth for the kids and the next generation, and be protected, and have that financially independent life.
Perfect. I think this is what even our parents used to do for us. So we are following the generations, and we are trying to help the future generation in whatever way possible. And finance is such an important thing that we should focus on, as we already talked about the uncertainties that we never know. So how does proper financial planning protect the next generation? Again, this is a continuation of what we were just talking.
So for the next generation, again, the sooner you start in your life, the better it is. And also, like, if you start planning for your financials, right? So it's like you gain the discipline. So have a disciplined way of saving. I know, kids, this younger generation, they have that luxury of enjoying everything that we did not have back. Coming back from home, from here, right? So we have education, the financial education. It's not just for us, for adults. For kids also, it's very important. So educate them so that they can become very well educated adults when they grow up. Okay, they can manage their own finances, and they can teach that same thing to their kids too, right? Absolutely. So it's important to have that knowledge.
Absolutely. And it's a great way that when we do such kind of a planning as adults, they are watching us, and they follow our steps and learn to be organized. This reminds me of the olden days when we have the piggy bank in
Yeah.
our generation. We used to play with the piggy bank, but we were serious enough to save money. As you said, this generation needs a lot more learnings, and this is one such way to teach them as well. Thank you for sharing that. Is it ever too late to start protecting our funds?
No, I wouldn't say it. The sooner you start is better, but again, it's never too late. So if you're listening to this now, it's not too late. You can start today. You can start tomorrow. It's never too late for anyone, whatever the age it is. It's never too late.
Beautiful, beautiful. What advice would you give someone in their 30s, 40s, 50s?
Sure. So for the 30s, I would say they just started their career, right? They completed their, undergrad or the masters, and they're just about in their career. So it's a prime time, and also when they're young, they can log their health and their age.
Beautiful.
Right? So that's where you can start planning for your future. So some kids, younger generation, they might think, oh, I'm too young. Do I need to, have to plan for this now?
Right.
But the sooner you start in your life, it's better.
Yes.
And again, and also they can also able to take, risk-wise too, in investing and everything. But when it comes to 40s, so you're at an age where your kids are growing, you have all this mortgage and all those car loans and all of this, right? So how do you'll be like at a moderate risk level.
Right.
So plan properly, start planning for your retirement.
Beautiful.
And in your 50s, again, even in the 40s and the 50s, you'll also have to plan for your health, right? Because with all this, not everything we eat is like, even though it says organic, it's not organic.
Totally true. Yes.
So the health situations, the health conditions can come at any time.
Yes.
So plan for your retirement, plan for the health situations in 40s and 50s, and even when you're in 50s, make sure whatever you're investing, whatever you're saving, you don't have to pay high taxes during your retirement age.
Wow.
So plan for that.
Lovely.
Because whatever you're growing, you want to give that to the next generation, or even for yourself. You can't afford to pay so much taxes during your retirement period, right?
Yes.
So plan for that too. So at every age, there are certain things that you need to take care. And again, sit down with some professional, or you can also reach out to me so that I can sit down. Every person's need, every individual's and family's needs are different.
Yes.
So when you sit down, and then we can help you understand this better and go from there.
Beautiful. I think me as an individual talking to you, I am getting knowledge and reminders on so many things. And not just for the uncertainty part, even for if there is a marriage, that's wedding that they need to plan for their child, or some young adults these days plan their own wedding, right? So even that's a kind of a saving. And there are so many events they could plan for a child's first birthday, or a graduation party.
Yes.
So all this is planning, and comes under financial planning.
Yes, everything comes as a planning, like you rightly said, right? We also want to plan for their wedding.
Yes.
So how are you saving it?
Yeah.
Where are you putting your money in?
Yes.
Are you making sure that you're, putting in a vehicle, right? Are you saving in a right vehicle is also important.
Right.
Not investing is important, but also saving in the right vehicle is also important.
Wow.
And also the education, right? Even when you see the undergrad for the college in state, it's gonna cost like more than 50 or 60K. And out of state, if you go to like Ivy colleges and all, it's very expensive. So I know, being like Indian parents, we always want to contribute.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Not just leave kids by themselves.
Absolutely.
We want to contribute. So how are we going to do that? Plan early. So when your kids are younger, it's easier, you can save. And again, it's a disciplined way of doing it. Everything is, has to do with discipline.
Beautiful thought here. A lot of insights there on the kids' education and retirement planning. I wanted to take a deep dive into the kids' education part of it, and tell us more, something more that we should know about kids' educational savings and planning.
Yeah, sure. So for kids education saving, and again, it depends on how sooner you're starting. And take in this country, for just one kid itself, like I said, it takes about minimum of 40,000 per annum. And if you multiply that 4 years of undergrad, right, it's gonna be like a 160K.
All right.
And multiply that with how many ever kids you have. So are you planned for that? Do you have savings enough to cover for these expenses? If not, when are you going to plan? Have you started yet? If you haven't started yet, then when are you going to start, right? So these are the things that you need to take care. And another very important thing is will and trust.
Will and trust.
So many families think, is it really important to have a will and trust in place? Yes, it's important because it's a very important legal document. No matter your visa status or, even if you're a citizen or a non-citizen,
right.
Everyone should have this documented. Beautiful. Especially when you have underage kids. We don't want to, the state to take care of your kids, right? When something happens to us, both the husband and the wife.
True.
So in order to avoid court probate or also take your major health decisions, right? For all of this, you need to get that documented.
All right, Ramya, thank you so much for all these important topics that we covered. On a closing note, tell us who should approach you.
Okay, so anybody, every single human being from a newborn baby to a senior citizen, everyone needs some kind of financial service. Right? So I can cater to everyone's needs. If someone is looking for their kids' education, if someone's looking for the retirement planning, if someone wants to invest wisely without paying up high taxes, someone wants to grow, build wealth for their kids or the next generation, or someone wants to prepare like a basic protection,
right,
or health care, anything they want to plan, I am here to help them. So, and again, Anu, like I said, right, my goal is to educate families.
Right.
The more you spread this, the better it is, right? Yes, out of it, definitely I make an income, right? That's going to help my family and me as well, right?
Absolutely.
So I don't charge anything for my consultation. I do a free consultation and I work with multiple companies, not just like a one company. I represent multiple companies who have like a really strong existence, in this country over 100 years.
Right.
So they pay me when I get any service from them.
Okay.
So yes. I don't charge anything for the clients. Whatever I educate, sometimes when they're not ready, then they'll come back when they're ready.
Absolutely.
And I also get clients from the referrals too. So when someone is happy and satisfied with their service, they recommend to 2 or 3 of friends of theirs, right?
Beautiful.
So that's how I'm expanding, and like I said, this is what I'm passionate about to do. Being an IT professional, I do this on a time, whatever time I could put into this. I put this passion first, and then my goal is to go full-time into this.
Beautiful.
And help more families and, help them create their wealth.
Such an interesting thought and such a lovely passion here. I wish you all the very best for this journey.
Thanks,
and wishing to see you more and more events and a lot of success there. All right, Ramya, tell us, how do people approach you and where are you available on social media?
That's a very good question, Anu. See, the way I started was, first I fixed my own finances because that's the first important step, right? And then I started helping families. I have like my family members here, like my cousins and my sister and all of them. So I started educating them. It's all about education, right? So I started educating them. And then my friends, it can be anyone, like your neighbors, anywhere I go, I share my experience. I share my journey. I tell them how I help people.
Beautiful.
So it's not about, for me, this is not something about like a business or making a sale. For me, this is like an educating people.
Lovely.
None of these, topics are taught in schools or colleges, right? I wish they did, right?
Yes.
I hope they do in the future maybe. But education, financial education is very, very important in this country.
Right.
So that's what I do. Wherever I go, I try to spread the knowledge. And yes, I am on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. So you can find me, or Anu will share the contact, so you
Yes.
can also reach out to me. And I do like events, business events too. So I set up my own booth and all. So I know just like to build my network, make friends, help them, just to get to know them. And I travel a lot too. I travel across many states, north and in the Connecticut, Massachusetts, and also like the Texas and everywhere, North Carolina. I also travel on the weekends. I just go and drive, meet new people. It's also good to know,
Yes,
meeting
it's a
new people,
positive,
making friends,
Yep.
helping them. So it's also a fun thing too for me. Not
Absolutely.
just it's not always about serious, right? But it can be fun to know people, get to know them,
Yes.
different cultures,
Yes.
different people, and all that.
Absolutely. And that's how I met Ramya. Actually, I met her in one of the events and she had a huge booth there. And that's how our connection started as well. And as she mentioned, I'm going to mention her details and her social media handles as well in the description. Do connect with Ramya and know a lot more insights on this very crucial topic, financial planning, and advisory. Thank you so much, Ramya, for spending your time.
Thank you.
on this
Thanks,
very
Anu. Thanks for giving your time.